War II veteran. He was born October 13, 1922 in Durham, North Carolina. He was a member of Headquarters Company, Divisional Artillery, 501st Parachute Infantry Regiment. He enlisted in the Army in March of 1942, worked in signal and radio through the European theater. He parachuted into Normandy on D-Day, rode a glider into the Netherlands in Market Garden, and then was transported by a truck and foot into Battle of the Bulge. He got out of the Army in December 1945. He re-enlisted in the Army in 1959, and he stayed in the Army until 1975. His last duty station was Fort Monmouth, New Jersey, and he spent his time there as a SATCOM instructor. So please help me give a welcome to Mr. Norwood Thomas. Sir, I'm going to give you the floor to speak. It is yours. If you have questions, feel free to ask them. Mr. Thomas is a little hard of hearing, so you're just going to have to speak up when you ask your question, but don't be afraid to ask questions if need be. The floor is yours, sir.
First, excuse me. First, I want to make a correction.
Uh-oh.
Captain Healy said hero. I am not a hero. I served with heroes. I personally am not. I want to thank you all for coming, and I want you to know that I have today's Army, Navy, and Marines. I have them in highest regard because I know of what you are doing voluntarily for the country. So I want to thank you all for being in uniform today. I will, if it's not too boring, I will try to relate my D-Day experiences going into Normandy and some of the happenings there. We were in England and were alerted and were carried into we call it a concentration camp. They called it a bivouac area. It had double barbed wire around it, guards on the outside looking out, on the inside looking in, so that there could be no communications at all. We didn't know where we were going. We were given, each battalion had a specific mission, and we had sand tables made up to approximate where our missions would be. They were all very beautiful. However, very few people landed near where their mission was. We took off from England at about 11:30 at night, riding a C-47. I don't know if you all know what a C-47 is. We call it a 10 Goose. And we rode for, nearly 2 hours, getting into Normandy. Beautiful night, beautiful moon. And you could look back out of the plane and you see a long trail of airplanes coming. But when we hit the coast of France, our mission was across the peninsula from where we came in. We came into France on the west side. Our mission was near the east coast. So we flew across what we call the Cotentin Peninsula. But when the airplanes hit the coast of France, they hit a solid wall of clouds. Now in those days, navigation equipment is not what it is today. They were supposed to keep visual contact with the airplanes and hold a formation to go in. So when we hit the coast, our jump master gave us stand up and hook up. And we stood up all the way across France, and we were in and out of clouds. When we were out of the clouds, we'd have anti-aircraft fire. Several airplanes in the formation got hit. Several of them went down. At any rate, the formation was so scattered that on our drop zone, we were supposed to have 3 battalions, approximately 2,000 men. Daybreak came, we moved off the drop zone with 95 men. The rest of them were somewhere. We didn't know where. The unit that I jumped with was supposed to be Division Reserve. We were supposed to go directly to a little town of Heasville to set up division headquarters, and 5013 would be Division Reserve. However, with 95 men there, of the 2,000 that was supposed to be there, General Taylor said, well, we've got to go and clear one causeway. Now, behind the beach was a beautiful flat beach, not very heavily defended. As a matter of fact, the 4th Infantry Division lost about 100 men on their invasion. But behind the beach was swamp, had been flooded. The only way the men could get off the beach to firm land was up 4 little roads that had been built across this beach. Now the drought across the swamp. And these little roads had been built hundreds of years before by the French. The mission of 506, 1 and 2 were to clear the causeways number 1 and 2. They were not there. General Taylor said, well, we'll take our 95 and go clear one of them. So we went to clear causeway number 1. On causeway number 1 is a little town of Poopyville. If you want to look it up on your telephone, on your smartphones or whatever. But we met the guys coming off the beach, met the Frenchmen coming out, and to take this town, I think we lost 5 men. The Germans had about 80 men in this little village, and we dispatched 20 or 30 of them. I never found out exactly how many. And the rest of them, as they gave up, captured. When we met the 4th Infantry coming off the beach, we gave them the prisoners, and they took them back to the beach and sent them to England. Well, my friend and I, we had the feeling that when the 4th Infantry came ashore, that the airborne job was over. We had cleared the causeway. We had cleared the road for them to get off the beach. So we wandered around town, and we just happened to find the only bar in town. Now, I know that you guys are not interested in the bar, but in those days, paratroopers would look for a bar. So we went in the bars, and Frenchmen were there, and my friend had some high school French. I didn't have any. And they would ask us, had we taken a certain town? Are the Americans in Le Havre? We'd say, oui. They, of course, shot a 140 proof Calvados. Were we in Cherbourg? Another shot. Of course, we took Calvados. I took Cherbourg about 6 weeks later. If they had said Berlin, we'd have said we. But after he and I became, well, you might say not drunk, but we became the 2 bravest men in the U.S. Army. Now, of course, I know you guys don't use the alcohol, so, and we were feeling pretty good. But unfortunately, Lieutenant, our jump master, and the man in charge of our group came in and says, "Come on, we gotta go." So we went out then. And he said, "Where are we going?" "Well, we're going to Hayesville." On the way to Hayesville, we ran into fire coming across the Hayes Road alongside the road. So we'd lay down and we'd exchange some fire. One place, we were exchanging fire, and the sound of the stuff coming at us changed. And coming down the road in a liberated buggy was a major. We called him a mad major.